Welcome to Ralph's Fly Box. Today we're going to tie a very productive pattern in this area. Pretty much anywhere it's fished. It's proven itself over the years. It's developed by Ed Story in the early 50s. It's called the Crackleback. It's a favorite pattern of one of my fishing partners, and it's done well for me also in a couple of different color variations. So I figured I'd do it justice and put it on the website. I'm going to tie it today in the Sulphur variation. I'm starting out with a size 16 dry fly hook, olive done uni thread, 8/0. And we'll start by beginning our thread. And working our thread back to the back of the shank, above the point of the barb or thereabouts. Okay, the first material we're going to tie in is furnace hackle. I've prepped the hackle on the end to tie it in. I'm going to tie it in dry fly fashion with the dull side facing me. I like to use a Greenwell version of furnace. It's a little bit lighter of a ginger than the standard furnace for this particular pattern. And tie it in and wrap it down. It's a very easy fly to tie, as long as the one material that it's based off of doesn't become too fragile. It's the only thing I've ever had a problem with this pattern. And next we're going to tie in 2 eyed peacock herl. I don't like to use the standard plume of peacock herl. I stick with the very fine and the glossy and the more colorful eyed herl, and plus it's thinner, a little less fuzzy. I don't want it to be quite as fuzzy for this pattern as you may use for other patterns. Not necessarily looking for the movement of the peacock herl in this pattern. You're looking just for the shellback effect of it. And then next I'm going to tie in. Now if you watch the videos with Ed and a lot of other people, they'll tie multiple hackles in with this, or multiple biots. I use a turkey round biot. They're longer, and I only use a single one on the small patterns. If I go up to 14, I'll use 2 when I'm tying for a 16 or an 18. And I always tie in, I snip off the first 1/8 inch or so of the biot, because that can be just nerve-wracking and more fragile than anything you'll tie with. And then I bring it forward. And on this pattern, because of the materials, I put a whip finish, just a 1 or 2 turn whip finish here to keep my thread stationary. I tend to knock the thread around a little bit more when I'm wrapping the biots, so I'll anchor my thread so it don't fall over the eye or just give me grief. Next, I'm going to take my hackle pliers and I'm going to bring my biot forward. I'm going to great pains to avoid the point of the barb, which is not friendly towards a single turkey biot. And just one in front of the other. Use turkey biot because it does give you the color, give you a sense of segmentation as well. Plus, it floats better than some materials. I don't worry about whether or not I get the segmentation on this, whether or not it's the ribbed. It tends to turn on me when it's small like this. All I'm looking for is the color. And in this particular pattern, we're tying it with the sulphur color. because here in central Pennsylvania, sulphurs are king this period of the year. It's either caddis or sulphur are really the only thing going, and the fish are looking up for it. Next, we're going to pull those two hurls forward. Making sure we keep them on top. We don't want them sliding around. Give a couple extra turns just to keep them in place. And then we're going to bring our hackle forward. Remember, you're tying this in dry fly fashion, so it's a dull side forward, and you're just going to evenly space these wraps. With a size 16, you'll get about 5 wraps, pretty standard. The nice thing about this pattern, as Ed points out in his videos, is it can be fished in any stage of the hatch. It can be pulled under as a fished with a split shot as a nymph. It can be pulled under and stripped in like a streamer. It can be fished dry. You can trim the bottom of the hackle, fish it as a cripple. It is a very versatile fly, very easy to tie, and the fish like them. And like I said, I tied this in sulphur, the sulphur variety. I also fish it in a size 16 with a pale morning dun abdomen or biot, and blue-winged olives, fish it with an olive or an olive dun biot. I really don't change the hackle much, but you can go to a dun hackle as well. But there it is, the crackleback. There's the view from the fish's point of view. You don't trim the extra hackle off the back. You really don't. You always get them. You get the color of the peacock, the ribbing, and a very buggy footprint. The Crackleback by Ed Story. Excellent pattern. It's a great pattern in my box. Hope it adds to yours. Good luck and see you in the water.